Welcome to Oneness Talk Radio. This is Abby Gooch, and this is Intuitive You. We're so happy you're here. Some of you may be seeing this as a recording because we're like 10 minutes late. We tried to get this on. I guess it is Mercury in retrograde, but I'm visiting my mom here in Idaho, and we had some crazy technical difficulties. But anyways, the word that comes to mind is perseverance, right? So when you're connected to your intuition, sometimes there's things that come up and they're challenges, and you have to keep persevering forward, knowing what you want, knowing the intuitive just heart that guides you, and that really life force energy of light and love that's always present. So I have an amazing guest named Jackie Laffin. She has I think it's called Speakertunity, right? She works with speakers all around the world, and she's helped me. She's helped obviously a lot of other speakers get out there and really share their beautiful work. And so today I feel, really let's connect in with our hearts and our intuition about what wants to be spoken, the speaker in you, the part of you that has a message to share and bring to the world. If you can just take a moment to feel that in your heart. What is it that your heart wants to share? And you can even drop into your gut a couple inches below your belly button as you start listening with your heart, and then using that intuition, that gut feeling to start to guide you in alignment with your heart. And so just notice how that feels for you as your body starts to come into resonance with this life force energy, this connection to your intuition, guiding you to your next step. And then with that, Jackie, I just want to invite you here to be totally present, just welcome you to the show, and anything you'd like to share about you and what called you to be with us this morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world.
Well, I'm just so delighted to be here, Abby. I love the work that you do, and we have had this wonderful connection, and I'm always delighted to be here to talk about how people can get on more stages so they can deliver their messages in more ways to change more lives and, hey, increase their revenue while they're doing it. I mean, you should be compensated for your gifts. And so we want to make sure that you reach tons of folks that you can really serve. So that's really what Speakertunity is about. We consider ourselves sort of the speaker's toolbox, where we give people all the resources, the directories of speaking opportunities for radio shows, podcasts, virtual summits, live and virtual stages, TEDx's, and virtual networking, and podcasts and radio shows. And also then we help them with the tools and the training so that they can be effective at getting booked. We want to make sure that they can get a lot of yeses. And so that's our mission in the world. And I'm always excited to talk about what we're doing and what's new, but I'm also happy to talk about what's going to help people, whatever it makes sense to help them increase their skill levels. So I am open to where your intuition takes us.
Oh, well, I always love to ask the question, what is your intuition to you, and how do you feel connected to it? So how do you really kind of click into that intuitive guidance for yourself?
Well, I say that I follow the universe's breadcrumbs. It's very, very clear to me a lot of times that I'm being driven in a particular direction. For example, if people say to me, hey, we really like this product, but it's not enough that's local and we really want more business, well, then I create a new product that fits that need. Like our Speakertunity regional speaker lead directories, with 1,800 speaker leads locally. And then, and I also listen to, well, that's how Speakertunity came to be. We were doing our radio podcast tours where we introduced authors to 9,000 radio shows and podcasts at the same time. And a lot of our clients kept coming to us and saying, can you book us for speaking engagements? Well, about the 10th time I heard that, I say, okay, I don't want to book you, but the universe is trying to tell me something. So I need to pay attention to this. And I said, well, I know where these speaking gigs are. Why don't I just tell people? And that's how Speakertunity was born. So, if you're listening, if you're, aware of the guidance you're being given, then you follow in that direction. And for me, the other thing is, for example, when I'm doing my radio podcast tours and I'm writing the pitch letter for people, that ability to capture kind of their mission, their message, their book, if there's a book involved, and there's kind of their soul all in one, 1.5 pages, that for me is, it's coming through me. I mean, I clearly understand that that is a process. It's not just me alone, that there is a power that is helping me write that so that it's just exactly right. So I am very aware of my connection to the divine at any given time. And sometimes I have to remind myself that that I am more than just a human doing, but that I am a divine being that is being guided and supported and directed.
I love that. And I think really to associate with that is who we are, right? This divine being of light. And so to access that feeling and that knowing of truth within, your intuition always makes you feel lighter, right? It always makes you feel better. It brings more life, right? It's very life giving, very love giving. So to
Well, it also
connect with that,
makes me feel like I'm not alone.
right?
That's a really important aspect of it. In one of my 2 books, Practical Conscious Creation, I talked about that, God has my back. So when you know that, and you're not in your own self, I don't want to say self-pity, but in your own myopathy, thinking that you're just here all by yourself and it's all falling on you, we have to realize that there is a force that's supporting us, and everything is for our divine guidance. And so I'm one of those people that has to knock myself on the head every now and then and say, no, wait a minute, you're not here alone. Just trust, surrender. You'll get what you need. So
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. Is there like a daily practice that you use to connect with your intuition?
I wouldn't say that it's a daily practice. I would say it's a daily awareness.
Hmm.
And I'm, because I'll be having a conversation with somebody and I'll say, oh, I'm being told I need to tell you this. So it's kind of just like staying open and being aware that there might be guidance for you. And so I don't do something specifically. I do some visualization, especially on the weekends, to try to connect in and, set the tone for where I'm heading and where my company is heading. And what I want to achieve, and opening my heart and all those kinds of things. But I don't do a daily practice, to be honest with you.
Hmm. Well, it's just kind of that knowing, though, where you just tune in and you feel it, So it's just like however you feel that and
Yeah,
access that. So,
exactly.
how are you able to break through like blocks and barriers to following your intuition? Do you ever feel like there's fears or things that come up that stop you from trying to follow your intuition?
Always. I mean, we're human. So, for me, it's that surrender piece. It's like, okay, I am not getting what I want here. What is I'm surrendering. What am I supposed to be doing? What's the next best thing to instead of being in my fear, think, well, what's the possibility? What's the opportunity here? I call them universal redirects. If I'm starting to build up in fear and I'm hitting walls, then I know that there's something else I'm supposed to be directed to. And I just have to remember to be open and not keep hitting that wall again.
Mhm. Yeah, again, it goes back to it feels good when it feels right. If you're hitting a wall, back away, kind of reevaluate and see, okay, where, like you said, where do I need to redirect?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, in working with all the speakers do you get just kind of like a sense about them, like through your intuition? I mean, I'm sure you're very intuitive about the way you're bringing people in.
Well, certainly I do. That is definitely one of the things. That's really also true of our radio podcast tours, because that's where because I have much more involvement with them, because I have to create that presentation for them. With the rest of our speakers, they come in and they use our resources, but I usually have an initial meeting with a lot of people and just I get a sense of them, but I can direct them. I say, this is good for you, or that won't be good for you. This would be better for your path where you're going. I try to direct people and guide them so that their resources are best used in certain places. So that's where I think I use my intuition in those two areas, especially.
Nice. That's awesome. Awesome. So how were you able to start your company? Like, were you intuitively guided to do it, or where did it come from, that place within you?
Well, let's go back some, and I'll tell you the chronology. I started out as one of the first women sports writers in America. And at 20, I was at the Detroit Free Press. 21, I was at the Associated Press on the front pages of the LA Times. And 22, I was at the Washington Post. Now, this all started when I was 11, and I decided to become a sports writer, which was totally driven by my intuition, completely. And so I pushed forward and learned everything I could, and got really achieved a great deal very young. And then I developed a PR agency that was the largest sports special events and cable TV PR agency in America, one of the top two. And we did that for 20 years with a world-class client list. Then I wrote two books, and one's called The Art of Conscious Creation, How You Can Transform the World. The other is called Practical Conscious Creation, Daily Techniques to Manifest Your Desires. These were also, I heard the calling. The universe was saying, you need to write this because it was before The Secret came out. You need to cover this area because other people aren't. And as it happened, I was right in dovetail with The Secret. And it was about manifesting how our thoughts and our emotions really can impact our future. So when I got done with those two books, I realized that my heart wasn't in what I was doing, and the media was changing dramatically. It was going to social media, et cetera. I really wanted to serve the people that were making the world a better place. That's where my heart was. So I decided to follow my heart. So I rebranded the other company, Conscious Media Relations. And that's when we started doing the radio podcast tours, which of course we still do. But for that, this was, I was working with the people that I wanted to, I was doing the kind of work that I wanted to. And I love helping people, get anywhere between 30 and 70 interviews for their projects or books. And then again, as we talked about, I just kind of, when they started asking for speaking engagements, that's when I did the detour. So I run Conscious Media Relations is the done for you side of my company. Speakertunity is the do it yourself, where we give you all the contacts, all the resources, all the training programs. We have two training programs. One's called The Art of Filling Your Speaking Calendar. The other one's called Rocket Your Radio and Podcast Bookings. And you won't find them on my website yet, but you will within a week and a half. So, these are things that enable me to serve the community when I can't be there to do everything for everybody. It's a wonderful way for me to make resources available so that people can find where they belong, whether it's radio shows and podcasts, whether it's speaking engagements, whether it's virtual summits, and they can self-select and get the tools that they need, like a speaker one sheet or a podcast introductory sheet. And I don't have to be doing it myself. So that way we can serve more people. And I know that I was brought here. That's part of my knowledge, my knowingness. I was brought here to do this work. And that's the joy in it, knowing that I'm the messenger that the universe is providing to support people.
I love that. There is a sense of belonging, or something feels right? It's that resonance. And so it's like to find that, when you're doing something, it's like, oh yes, I belong here. This feels right. Yeah. Just a little intuitive check. That's awesome. So who's on your team, and how is your business working and flowing, and how has it grown since you followed your intuition?
Well, I have one person who's been with me for 15 years, and he works directly with me, and he does customer service, and and some of the technology side. And I mean, I couldn't run my business without him. He's been a dear, dear friend. And then I have one woman who is my radio media tour manager and also has taken on the role of affiliate partner manager for Speakertunity. So she works for both my companies, which I love. I have one person who just does websites and lead magnets and emails to my community and introducing my new products. But the core of my group, I have 9 people in the Philippines, and
Oh,
they
wow.
do the research for our regional speaker lead directories. We'll have 60 of them by April. We've got about 47
Wow.
we've got going right now. And they help me do all that work and find the right engagements and, build those out. And then we also have a social media person there as well on my Philippine team. So altogether, if you add us up, we're at something like 13, 14. But
Wow.
oh yeah, and I just brought in a new person who's taking a lot of my responsibilities in terms of doing webinars and podcasts and conversations with people who are interested in our products. And so she's our brand new speaker relations manager and business development person. So I'm excited. She's a longtime friend, Kelly O'Hara. So she's coming on board. So we're growing. It's exciting. And here's the new thing. We're launching a different product every month this year. And we Speakertunity originally was just 3 core subscription products, inexpensive, $35 a month. But we are just like I said, following those breadcrumbs, and we're going to have 14 products by the end of this year, 15 products by the end of this year. And we've become the speaker and leader resource company. So, and we're going to keep adding things that are going to make it so simple for people to say, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that.
Aww. Congratulations. That's amazing. Amazing. I love it. So cool. That's so cool. Well, is there anything else that you want to share about just really your connection to your intuition and how people can feel more connected to their intuition and creating the life that they desire?
Absolutely. One, don't turn off those instincts when you hear them. There's a reason you're getting them. Many people tend to think, well, that's not where I'm going. That's not what what I intend. Well, the truth of the matter is the universe may very well have something better in mind for you. Another thing is the yes principle. Say yes when you're offered something, because there's usually a reason for you to be traveling down that path. I very seldom turn away podcasts and interviews simply because it's been put in my path. That means there must be a yes there. That doesn't mean that you can't have boundaries. I mean, if people are infringing on your boundaries, or if it's too, it's exceeding your capability, well, there is a time when you need to say no. But if your intuition is pricking you, saying, yeah, you should do this, pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the 2 things that strike me.
Yeah, I love that. And again, it's that place of knowing, right? Like there's a certainty. Like when you're following your intuition, it's a very solid certainty, because your mind might be like, hey, I don't really understand how or why. But that knowingness is that inner stability and a confidence even that says, yes, this direction. Yes, this feels good, and keep walking in that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, who have you helped as you have followed your intuition? Because my experience is the more I follow my intuition, the more people I help, the more service naturally happens, the more joy I feel, because we all are interconnected, right? Like, hence Oneness Talk Radio, right? Like, it's all this connection. So, yeah, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I find that one of the things I like is being a member of certain groups, because it heightens my intuition to be with people who are all going in the same direction that I am. Mm-hmm. And I'm finding that there's a kinship that happens that just opens to an energy field that everybody
Mhm.
else can feel and operate in.
Mhm.
And so for me, I like being amongst my kindred spirits, so to speak, because it expands
Mhm.
me. But it also
Right.
now enables me to help them expand. So I'm able to
Mhm.
offer my guidance and my wisdom. And I think the intuitive information comes easier and faster a lot of times when you're doing that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think
Mhm.
especially and it's generic, but also with the radio media tour people, it's really with those clients, the intuitive part of me really tells me what's going to work for the radio show hosts that we want.
Mhm.
I mean, it really clearly says, okay, if you write this pitch this way, they're going to respond. They're going to like it.
Mhm.
That is very clear to me. And then what I find is when I follow that, the clients, when I give them the letter to review, they almost never make changes to it.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's right on. It fits them and
Mhm.
it fits the show hosts.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The alignment. I love it. You talked a little bit about expansion, and I feel when you have that place of center, you naturally will expand, your energy expands, and then it starts attracting good to you. So when you're in that heart frequency of love and then knowing, have you watched how in your own life things just start to come to you quite naturally because you are in that alignment?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I used to have a business where I was the leading seller of mineral spheres and natural mineral marbles in the world. And
Mm.
I was never happier than when I was out buying rocks to give to my clients.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I could just feel my heart open. I was so happy and joyful.
Mm.
And it was the most visible sense of when you're doing something that you love, and that you're firing on all levels. And
Mhm.
I mean, and I
Yeah.
do that a little bit, certainly of that in my day-to-day work, but boy, I sure felt it when I was doing that.
Yeah, totally. I love that. I love that. Well, is there anything else you want to share with the audience today? I know we're planning on having you back on the show in March because of the technical difficulties. I'm not sure how many people actually are able to see this live. But is there anything else that you want to share with our audience today?
I would just say, if you have a message, don't hide your light under a bushel. Get out and be
Mm,
visible. You're depriving the world of your gifts if you're not actually out speaking. And it's not, obviously there's great skills that you can get if you want to have a speaker trainer, but you can also just go out and start locally speaking and test the waters, see if your presentation works, getting a sense of, is this what people want? And then expanding and expanding. And local speaking, I believe, is just a great opportunity. People think of it as, well, I want to get paid to get on stages. But the truth of the matter is, getting paid to be on stages is, one, very hard to find these days. Two, you have to already be sort of at the top of the food chain. And three, you can actually make a ton of money speaking locally if you have something good that you're offering from the stage. So, and when I say local, I'm talking about virtual as well, because so many engagements have gone virtual, and local people like to book locals. So you can be talking to anybody all over the country, but your local guys, if you're from their neighborhood, they would like to promote you. So, take that as a great, a first step, or do more of what you're already doing now. You'll find that
mhm.
people are welcoming people on stages. And if you want to go far afield, you can. You don't have to do it just because it's local.
Mhm.
Because now, if you're a member of eWomen, you can talk locally, but hey, now you can go talk to the eWomen chapter in Detroit or
Mhm.
Memphis or whatever. So take advantage of what's available to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there a way people can connect with you, or how can they learn more about speaker tunity and just actually get access, yeah, to all these speakers? Or if they want to be a speaker, like how can they connect with you?
Well, the two things are, you can go to speakertunity.com and take, start investigating there. You can reach out to me at jackie@speakertunity.com. And here's something else that I encourage. Let me offer a free gift. So if people would like to, we have a free trial that I can give them for our 3 subscription services: Speakertunity Speaker Leads, which give you leads all over North America; Speakertunity Radio Insider, which gives you 40 radio shows and podcasts every month that you can pitch yourself to; and Speakertunity Summits, which give you virtual summits with open guest presenter seats and giveaways looking for collaborative partner. So, but if you want to come and try it for a month free, you can go to speakertunity.com/free-trials. And I'll repeat that again: speakertunity.com/free-trials. So I would love it if people would, take advantage of that and kind of just get acquainted with us. So it's a wonderful opportunity. I'm always happy to answer questions. And, it's a good way to sort of um, uh, come into the Speakertunity family.
Aw, I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Jackie. Yeah, I think that's probably it for today. Is there any like last words of wisdom, any like sentence mantra you want to leave people with?
Oh, my mantra for this year is everything's a breeze.
I love that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Feel free to
Well,
share.
check Jackie. Yeah, absolutely. Check Jackie's information out. I invite you to send her an email. And, if you are a speaker, you have a message to share, just reach out to her. You can also email me through the website, lifeforceconnection.com, to get more connected to your intuition and see where your intuition is guiding you to share your beautiful light. So thank you so much, Jackie. And I think we'll see you on March 8th, we said.
Yeah.
So we'll look forward to that. And yeah, anything else before we log off?
No, I think this is great. Thanks a lot, Abby. It's great to be with you.
You too. You too. All right, everyone. We'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye.